If I was a woman, I wouldn't want to have a child either. Why would I want to have a child?
This man is getting everybody talking, and guys, the women are like going on him. Hey beautiful people, how you all doing today? It's your girl Destiny here, and welcome back to my channel. So today's video is a video of a man who came on the internet to talk about why if he was a woman he would want to have kids, and talking about how having kids, you ask yourself as a woman, how does this benefit you, and how the system, aka zoo, was just formed in that state where people are just to procreate. And he was saying that, you know what, it's not for him. Clearly the system doesn't work, or else we'll have like a failed system like now. Anyway guys, I need you guys to hear what this man has to say, then come back and talk.
If I was a woman, I wouldn't want to have a child either. Why would I want to have a child? I don't need to have a child. I don't need to have a man. I don't need to pretend that I'm in love. I don't need to pretend that I want to be a mother. I don't need to stay at home and play giggle giggle with a little child who's just another slave in the system. I don't have to do any of that. Why should I do that? Why should I waste my resources doing this when there's other games that are much more fun that are available for me to play? Why? And don't tell me I will find fulfillment, because my mother didn't find fulfillment. My grandmother didn't find fulfillment. And that's why I'm the byproduct of their lack of fulfillment. So I'm talking as a woman, right? I'm the byproduct of my mom, my grandmother, and all these lineages of women that came before me. And I'm the byproduct of their discontent. And then you tell me I should do the same thing as they did. Well, quite clearly it didn't work out. So why should I do this? What's the point? How's that going to fulfill me? And the only reason I did that before, or a couple of generations ago, is because the zoo required me, through its ordained religious priests and its science of the time, which was religion, that imposes us to do that and gave us, this is what you are as a woman, you're supposed to give birth. And you as a man are supposed to go work in the field like a donkey. This was ordered by the zookeepers in order for us to create more slaves so that we can build the zoo and make the zoo structure increase and grow and grow and grow. So I didn't really want to have a child. I was obliged to have a child. It was what I did because there's nothing else to do. And that was what was told to me to do, even though it may match my biology. I didn't necessarily want to have a child. What for? What's in it for me?
Please go ahead and share your thought down in the comment section. Let me know what you think about everything he said. Go down in the comment section and share your thoughts. This got a lot of people talking, especially women.
If I was a woman, I wouldn't want to have a child either. Why would I want to have a child? I don't need to have a child.
So I guess it's cool when they say it, but it's a problem when women say it. No, all jokes aside, I'm glad that at least one man on TikTok can understand why we don't want kids. I'm not saying he's the only one, but I'm saying more y'all need to speak up. If you are not a fulfilled and happy person before you have kids, that's not going to change afterwards. I said in another video that if you're going to have a kid, make sure you have a kid because you want the kid. You can afford a kid. That's it. Everybody who pressures you into having a baby does not have to deal with the consequences of raising that child when that child gets here. So why would you listen to them?
If I was a woman, I wouldn't want to have a child either. Why would I want to have a child?
Men love to talk about how logical they are. This is the only man I've actually seen be logical regarding this conversation about kids. It's real easy to talk about having a child when you're not the one that's got to carry him. You're not the one who body gonna change. You're not the one who life gonna get put at risk. You're not the one who the man can up, jump, and leave, and you be left to be a single mother. When you ain't being put into that position, it's real easy to tell somebody what they should do or what they should want to do. But that's the reason why I would never let no man convince me to have a child, because since you don't have to go through any of those things, you will never be able to tell me what I should do when it comes to having kids. It will never sit right in my heart, the fact that I could go through all of those life changes to have a child, and this man can up, jump, change his mind the next day and decide he don't want none of it and go on about his life like nothing ever happened. Meanwhile, I don't have that same luxury. Knowing that is enough to know I don't want no children. You know how they say you should want better for your children? Well, I want so much better for my children that I've never had that I would never have them. That's how much better I want for them. I don't want to bring them here to this ghetto, right? There's nothing nice about this place. You do the best you can while you here, but ain't nothing great and wonderful about this place. This place is ghetto. Bringing children here who would have to work just to maintain a lifestyle, just to live well, knowing the fact that I can't protect them from pretty much anything, right? I can do my best as a mother, and that still ain't enough because I can't protect them from the world. They will still have to leave me eventually, and they will have to deal with other people, and I have no control over that. All of that don't sit well with me. Knowing something that I love, I would have to release it to this world, let this world be impressionable to it, have effects on it. I don't want that. At the end of the day, having children is a very selfish act. And you can go argue with somebody else about it because I said what I said. Anytime you're the main factor in making a decision and this person has no say-so on the decision that you're making, it's a selfish act, right? A lot of times y'all are bringing children here who didn't ask to be here, and you bringing them into circumstances that are not fit. A lot of y'all, if you really loved your children, you would have did them the favor of never having them. Because a lot of y'all, you not good mothers, you not good fathers, and you did not deserve to have no children, right? The only thing you've done by having them is cause trauma on somebody who didn't deserve to have trauma put on them.
If I was a woman, I wouldn't want to have a child either. Why would I want to have a child? I don't need to have a child.
A lot to unpack there. And I don't know what the background of this guy is, honestly, but I do agree with some of his points. No one in society should be made to feel obligated to do anything. You're an adult. Don't want to have kids? Then don't have kids. But also understand there are certain activities you engage in that might lead to you having kids. And be smart about that too. But I have a profound respect for people who recognize that they are not meant to be parents, because not everyone is meant to be a parent. It requires commitment, mental, emotional, psychological, financial, across the board, 24/7 for the rest of your life. Even after they fly the coop, you're still their parent. So, you know what? I have a profound respect for people who just say, I am not meant to be a mom, I am not meant to be a dad, and I don't want kids. Mad respect. There are some of us who do.
To stay at home and play giggle with a little child who's just another slave in the system.
You see, this guy here, he gets it. Now, I've been saying this for years now. Why would I procreate in colonies and plantations to further the slave factories? Why would I do that? It makes no sense, right? It's like cows and farms just producing their own replacements to continue the slaughterhouse. It makes no sense. Now, people tend to default to their ideas of their natural instincts to procreate, or to fill some type of emotional void, to create their own body to share in the misery. But in the end, fundamentally, it makes no sense. To me, it's counter to your own survival. I feel more incentivized to leave this culture because I want to procreate, rather than stay within it to produce my own replacement or somebody to share in the misery.
If I was a woman, I wouldn't want to have a child either. Why would I want to have a child? I don't need to have a child.
So when most men speak on women and what we want and how we should be, and it's manosphere stuff, I normally just go past it, but this guy's actually kind of on point. When you hear the manosphere communities who are talking about, women need to stay home so I can make more money. Women need to wipe for me and also take care of all the kids I'm going to give her, but I'm also going to leave her and cheat on her, and she needs to accept that. She also needs to give up her career and also pay half of the bills while not having a career, while working in the house full time, while taking care of the kids, while giving up her body for me, while I advance my career and I don't care about her. Also, she needs to accept the fact that, there's a chance that I may cheat on her. So, when you start putting the whole pieces together and then you start getting into relationships and you start seeing this pattern emerging of how men think, you're normally just I'm going to just fly to another country. Just going to live abroad and I'm just going to pursue my passions, and I'm going to play another game that's not relationship based, motherhood based, or anything based. I'm going to look at entrepreneurship and I'm going to keep climbing the corporate ladder, and I'm going to make a difference in the world, because the way things are right now, why would I want to bring a child into the world? We are back to rates of democracy that are pre-1980 levels. That includes the growing number of fascist societies that are growing, particularly within the United States. That means that all of the work that was done over the last 40 years to promote human rights is being reversed. And now Roe v. Wade gets overturned. So now if I have a daughter, she's going to have less rights than what I had, right, in my reproductive years, and I have less than what my mom had. Then we're looking at how the baby boomers have systematically extracted wealth and put us in positions to work harder for significantly less money and wealth than what they have. So they've hoarded the wealth so they can control us. So when I put those pieces together and I analyze everything, I'm like, I'm going to just go to another country, live my life, and do what I want to do. The game of reproducing additional slaves for the labor force and for male supremacy, that is just not something that I want to participate in. It's not attractive to me. That's not the way I want my life to go. So I personally have no interest in helping patriarchy thrive. Like, I'm all about smash the patriarchy. And I see how Gen Z and most women are at that point. So this has to be about one of the only videos that I have seen come out of the manosphere community that even somewhat makes sense, where I'm like, oh, he actually thinks, like, he realizes that women want kindness. He realizes that women have ambitions. He realizes that women don't want to put up.
If I was a woman, I wouldn't want to have a child either. Why would I want to have a child? I don't need to have a child.
Essentially, in this video, this guy tells all women to stay the hell away from having kids. He basically argues that there's no point to have a child for a woman in the 21st century because there's more fun games to play out there. You could travel, you could build a career, etc. While I totally get the logic of this argument, I mean, the logic is sound. There is seriously one major flaw. One major flaw that we're completely forgetting. I mean, it's seriously so obvious. That flaw is really simple. If everybody were to take that advice into account, aka be completely self-centered and completely selfish and decide not to have children, the human race would go extinct. Again, I'm not questioning his idea. His idea is sound. Becoming a parent is a selfless act. If you're looking to be totally selfish with your life, then being a parent probably isn't for you. The more and more I go around the United States, the more and more I interact with women and kind of get a gauge of where they're at, well, he's probably right. For most women, being a mother is not for you. Because again, being a parent is not a selfish act. You don't create a child so you have another tote bag to walk around with. You don't create a child so you can strut it around like a car. That's not the point. Create a child so that you can prolong the evolution of the species. That's what you do it for. That's what every species on planet Earth ever has procreated for. Create a child so that that child can get an experience at life. That's the point. It's not about you. Get the equation. It's not about you as a parent. Become a parent and you create children because it's your duty as a human being. Just like it's the duty for two antelopes to go out on the savannah. You're not that special, you're not that different, and in fact, you're more animal than I think you realize. Love to think as human beings that we've evolved so far from our early primitive days, but we really haven't. Our reptilian and mammalian brains, they dictate basically everything that goes on in our lives. While I think a lot of people should follow this advice because they're not fit to be parents in the first place, either psychologically, emotionally, or financially. Yes, that's important too. There's a lot of people out here that have good finances, that are emotionally stable, and are physically fit enough to actually raise children, and they should. Get you out of the equation. Why is everything about you? Why is it all about you? You're gonna die. You're gonna die. So it's not about you. Like, get out of the equation. You're not that important. Go make some babies. Like, what the is wrong with you?
If I was a woman, I wouldn't want to have a child either. Why would I want to have a child? I don't need to have a child.
All right, please go back and watch the video for context. I want to thank that gentleman so much for shining a light on the issues and the reasons why a lot of women are saying they don't want to have babies, they don't want to have children, and why I encourage that statement. I am a woman and I do have children, and I wish somebody would have told me to hold on, slow down, think about this. Make sure this is what you want to do before you actually do it. Having a child, even going through pregnancy, is very, very dangerous in the United States. Each year, 700 women die in pregnancy and or childbirth. That's Forbes 2021. Each year, at least 700 women die. The old people used to say getting pregnant and having a child is like having one foot in the grave and one foot out. That's something men will never understand. But they're pushing this narrative of have babies, have babies, have babies. But even after the children are here, they still aren't safe. 462.9 children die under the age of 5 per 100,000 children every year. What about the school shootings? Have y'all figured out a solution for that? Why y'all still continuing to want women to have baby after baby? What about the poverty level? 11 million children live in poverty right now. 11 million children may go hungry, cold, and alone tonight, right now, while y'all are continuing to push this narrative of have baby after baby. And when I say I want the young ladies and ladies to be self-sufficient, go to school, start a business, don't have babies right now, the men get upset. But then there are 11 million children living in poverty. Y'all love it's a two-parent household, two-income household. Where's the two incomes? Most of the time it's the mothers that's working 2 and 3 jobs to sustain and provide for the home and the children. Because a lot of these men run off. And even when you do the marry before you carry, y'all do know people divorce, right? And even the court ordered him to pay his whole $36 a week. It's still not enough to actually provide and care for a child. So please, ladies, think long and hard before you decide to have a baby, because it's a lifelong commitment.
If I was a woman, I wouldn't want to have a child either. Why would I want to have a child? I don't need to have a child.
Having a child is loving somebody more than you love yourself. To put it into perspective, I live in constant fear of my child getting hurt. I don't trust another man with my son. I don't trust truly anybody with him. I am so afraid of dying because I know nobody will ever care for him the way that I do. Having a child is having your soul walking outside of you for the rest of your life. It's a crazy feeling. So if you want to feel a free life and only take care of you, do it. Live your life.
Please feel free to share your own thought down in the comment section, because that's what we do here. We have conversations. So go ahead, share your thought down in the comment section. But please, please, please do it respectfully. You don't have to disrespect anybody for you to air your opinion. Here on this channel, we're like family. We have conversation and we're allowed to disagree. But let's just be respectful to each other. No name callings, okay? So personally, I know you guys are saying, Destiny, you again with this child-free thing. Like, I just feel like this is a gospel that most women, especially young women, should hear and know that they have the right to choice and they should make the right choice for themselves. And like the last question he said in his video, I'm talking about the man. He was talking about what is it like. People always glamorize having kids and all that. What's there for you? Because what they promise that is there for you really is just an illusion. It's not guaranteed. It's not factual. So always ask yourself that. One of the reasons I keep making this video is so that people feel more comfortable, because I feel like it's very few percentage of women that are very comfortable saying that, you know what, having kids is not for me, I'm not doing it, and I'm fine. A lot of women still low-key, even when they say, okay, I'm not going to have kids. Some of them, I'm not saying all, some of them still like go around with fear, like, how am I going to go around when I'm old and all that and all that. Mind you, here in Africa, a lot of women and even a lot of parents see their children more like a retirement plan. So when you as a person like choose that, you know what, you're not going to have kids, there's always that fear like, who's going to take care of you in your old age? But this is where, especially as a young woman now, you have your 2 legs, you have your 2 hands. It's time for you to start planning and start working hard and start investing so that you have your own and you can secure yourself. I'm almost 40. I know I keep saying this for people, but I feel like I keep saying this just to reassure a lot of young people that are thinking of this, that you'll be fine if this is the path you choose to. Mind you, I'm not saying that go have kids or don't have kids. I'm saying that be honest with yourself deep down if this is what you want to do. I'm almost 40. I don't have kids and I'm happy. I'm happy. Really, I'm happy. But a lot of people, I have this friend call me up on like, yeah, what's up? Like this kid's thing, you're getting old. La 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 la. What are we going to do about this? And I'm like, do you know what? I'm really, really happy. Like where I am in life, I'm happy. If I have kids, God be the glory. If I don't have kids, I will still be happy. So we as women, I feel like we need to start having this conversation. And big ups to this man. So this is among one of the very few men that will openly say these things, and I give it to him. Big ups to him, because a lot of men feel like women that choose not to have kids are cheating on nature or cheating on them or the procreation, but they forget that having kids, it's not easy. Mentally, physically, emotionally, financially, it's not easy. Even like it's not easy. So especially you as the woman that's the carrier of this seed, you have to be sure that you're ready for this journey, because 90% of the time everything is going to fall back to you and the child. So are you ready? Anyway, guys, let me know your thought about this topic down in the comment section. Love to know what you think about this. Please don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed, but please give this video a big thumbs up. This will help YouTube to push out my content to more people, and that will be you supporting your girl. So you want to support me, okay? And by also supporting me, you can also join the membership, which is $5, or you can just decide to give your girl a thank you down there, okay? Anyway, with that all said, I still do appreciate each and every one of you guys for clicking on my video. Keep coming back to watch my video. I do appreciate you guys so much. So always look after yourself. Always make decisions for yourself that will benefit you, and don't care what people say. Anyway, with that all said, guys, I will see you guys in my next video.